thank you so much for joining me today for your Pilates session. Super excited to have you, and thanks for showing up and committing to moving your body. Today's session will use a loop TheraBand, so if you have one, grab it. If you don't have one, don't worry about it, you will still be able to do everything without it. So just place the TheraBand to the side for now and bring yourself around to your 4-point kneeling. So set yourself up with your knees lined up underneath your hips, palms lined up underneath your shoulders. Tuck your tailbone underneath, drawing your belly up and rounding through your spine. And then feel the release coming through your back extension slightly, just carefully opening up. Rounding through, exhale, draw your belly up, tuck your tailbone under. And really start to get connected here right from your center. So feel as you pull up, that your belly button pulls up, rounding through your spine. Palms press down, connecting to the earth. And then you come through in the other direction and your palms have this sense of pulling towards your knees, getting that shoulder connection right down through into your center. Inhale as you lengthen out. Exhale as you tuck your tailbone underneath, drawing your belly up. Really allowing this movement through your spine. One more set here. And then releasing down. And you're going to open up into your child's pose. Press your arms out. Just let yourself rest here for a minute. And then stay there. Take your right hand out slightly to the side. And you're going to open up to that right side. Just feel that stretch down through your arms. See if you can squeeze your shoulder blades together, opening your thoracic. And then bring it back down. Same thing, other side. Left comes out slightly. And then open up. Just the first stages of connecting here to your body, feeling the stretch. Bring yourself down all the way onto your stomach now. Take one cheek to the mat. Lengthen out your legs, take a little bit of a separation. Single leg bend, flex, press down. Alternate. Bend, flex, press down. Again, starting to get some mobility here. Feeling that you are almost like you're trying to drive your heel through water as you draw it up. And see if you can really get that hamstring connection. That comes partly from connecting with your pelvic floor. So feel that you are engaging from there as you come through this movement. Now this time hold it up, whichever one you're on, and then bring the other one up to meet. Point and flex through your feet. So as you draw your toes down towards the mat and press your heels towards the ceiling, really feeling like you're trying to press something up against the ceiling. And then dorsiflexing, pointing through your toes. Imagine you're trying to squeeze something in between them and lengthen out the top of your foot as long as you can. Last one there. And then take your heels together, knees come out wide, press yourself up, and come back again into your child's pose. Just allowing all this lovely mobility in your body. Maybe this is the first time you've moved today. Go slow, you don't have to do anything fast. Just allow your body to be prepared for the movement of the class ahead. Come back to your 4-point kneeling. Left palm presses down in. Right arm extends out to the side. Exhale, twist underneath. Opening out, thoracic rotation. Twist your sternum away from the screen. I'm intentionally starting this class a little bit slow, moving through things with ease, because so much of our life is fast-paced, and this class does not have to be that as well. Let your body settle into it. Switch over now, right palm comes down. Left twist is underneath. open out. Get curious about what's happening in your body. How does all of this feel? Is it still feeling a little bit of a struggle, like you're stiff? Or is it starting to feel now like you're flowing? It's coming with more ease. It's feeling good to move like this. Plant your hand down and then bring yourself up. Take your band and you're going to place it around your calves. And then bring yourself around. That's a little bit fluid there on my legs. So bring yourself around. Same thing again, palms underneath. Line up underneath your shoulders. Draw your belly in. Take your legs so that your knees are underneath your hips. And you're going to have some tension on the band now. Core is engaged. Knees lift off and lower. So keep that neutral spine. Just starting here, again, we're easing into things today. So just starting by lifting up, lowering down. Feel your abductors here on the side, working to keep the band spread apart with tension. And be really mindful that your knees don't start to knock in together or come together towards the midline. Lengthening out through the crown of your head. 3, 2, last one. And then from there, remove your toes from the mat. Lift your right leg up, open to the side, and return. So small movement here. Again, focusing on that abduction. Feeling the resistance on the band as you open up and as you close down. So don't let the band ever start to take over and do the work. We're not here because this is easy. We're here because this is challenging and we can do hard things. 3, 2, last one. Now hold it out to the side, flex and point. Just like we did on your stomach, but now with that added challenge of holding the band tension. Look down and see that your knee and ankle are staying in a line. So we don't want any of this stuff happening. Keep them lined up there. Breathe through the resistance. Stay strong. Core is engaged. You've got this. Check underneath. That's 3, 2, last one. Excellent. Okay, now bring yourself down onto your left side. Lengthening your body out. Come down with your head in your hand. Keep your legs up, or keep your legs straightened out rather. Take your top leg and get some tension on the band. So lift it away from your bottom leg. Narrowing at your waist here. Find your core engaging. And then lift and lower. And you can have this hand here for your balance. But just like we talked about before, find that resistance, pressing up, lowering down. Now, of course, if you don't have a band, that is fine. You can do all of this stuff without it, and you still get lots of strong work because you can still focus on asking for these muscles to engage. So right now we're working through the abductors here on the side. That's where I want you to feel it working, and see if you can get the connection to your hamstring and glute where they meet. Exhale, lift your pelvic floor, draw your belly in as you lift up. 3, 2, now hold it up, flex and point. Lots of footwork today in this class. Really important to keep our feet immobile, strengthening the structures. There are so many bones and muscles and ligaments and tendons in your feet, and we walk around on them and use them all day. So we need to work them. Keep the tension on the band. Feel that resistance here. I know it's burning. You're doing awesome. Last 3, 2, last one. Yes, very good. Now roll right over onto your back. And just let yourself hang out there for a second. You can bring we're going to keep using the band, but you don't have to have a bunch of tension on it. Just enough that it's not going to slide down. And then I want you to take the heels of your hands to your ASIS bones, those are the bony landmarks here, and form your triangle so fingers come towards your pubic bone. On your exhale, posterior tilt your pelvis, pressing your mat down, or your spine down to the mat. Inhale, anterior tilt, other direction. So we haven't played much with the pelvis today and done much with pelvic mobility. So I want to just start with that now. And then you can start to integrate it with your breath. So inhale as you come anterior. That's when the natural curvature is underneath your spine. Exhale as you come posterior, drawing your belly in. Be really mindful of what the rest of your body wants to do, like your shoulders and your face. And now find that deep core connection. So as you exhale, posterior tilt, draw your belly in, ribs come together. Inhale, anterior, it releases. Exhale, deep core muscles, lift your pelvic floor, find all of that like you're pulling it here into your center. And then release. Last one here. And then find your neutral spine. So that's right in the middle between your anterior and posterior. And if you look up, your triangle should be pretty much parallel to the ceiling. From there, take a little bit more tension on your band. So I want you to feel this constant resistance, this constant state of having to press out. Otherwise, your knees are going to knock in. So we want you to be having to constantly resist while maintaining that neutral pelvis. So don't let anything like this happen or this happen. Keep it neutral, keep resistance, take your hands behind to support your neck. Exhale, draw your belly in, lifting up. Exhale, feel that strong work coming right from your center. And get really hands-on here, feeling your ribs come together. You can take your fingers down here by your belly button. Feel that your abdominals deepen and go in. And just get really connected with all those things. Check in with your legs and your band. It's going to want to slowly start to push you in, but you get to resist. Now you can stay doing it exactly as we're doing it, or you can take it up to the next level. So from the bottom, exhale, turn your abs on, lift your legs up to tabletop and maintain that tension. And then continue on. Exhale, lift, and lower. So now we have the tension on the band as you move through this. You can completely take this into your own hands and find the level that works for you. So right now we're at level 2, and shortly we'll go to 3 and 4, but at any time you can regress back. There is nothing wrong with regressing back. In fact, it is a very good thing. It means that you are in tune with your body and recognizing what your body needs. Now this time you lift up, stay up, slight opening, close back in, and come down. Now notice when I open up that my legs are coming out together, feet and knees in a line. So I'm not doing this or this. Really get in touch with that parallel work. Even work on both sides. It's strong. Come back in and still have resistance on. So not letting the band come completely back to neutral. Exhale to lift up. Inhale to lower. You can also try this with your feet flexed if that's better for you. Sometimes it's better to get your hamstring and glute connection with your pelvic floor when your heels are, or when your feet are flexed. Plantar flex, I should say. Okay, 2 more here. Last one. Excellent. Good. Bring it down. Take your hands behind. We're just going to have a little pause here before we move on to the next level. So for the next level, lift yourself up. Exhale, draw your belly in. Now you're going to be in a rounded spine here. Take your legs apart again so you have a little bit of tension on the band. Now the challenge here is you have to keep the tension on as you extend your legs up and then bring them back down. If you let the tension off, then the band is going to slide down your legs. So this is really strong on your hamstrings. Exhale, press up and lower. Find that work from your abdominals. Draw your belly in. Feel the resistance pressing out. Try not to let your shoulders come up here like this. Yes, we are creating rounded spine, but not from just drawing your shoulders up. Try to deepen your belly. Similar to exactly how we did the cat at the very beginning. Now next one, you come up, stay up, open slightly, back down, back in, and down. Up, open, in, and down. Again, find that resistance. Meet your body where it is. Stay at whichever level feels best for you. This is a challenging move. Deepen your belly. Feel those ribs coming together. Lift your pelvic floor, rounding through your spine. Last 3. 2. Last 1. Yes, very good. Roll yourself all the way down. Hug your knees in. You can gently rock from side to side. And then reach your arms up, legs out. Lengthen through your whole body. Feel that stretch coming through. And then bring your arms up. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Draw your belly in. Peeling yourself up. Reach forward. And then continue on coming through your roll down. So we're going to come through your roll down a few times here. If you need the assistance as you come down, feel free to plant your hands on the floor and finish bringing yourself down. If you need the assistance as you come up, totally fine. Take a bend in your knees, hold on to your hamstrings, and bring yourself up. Now, if the band moves around during this, don't worry about it because we will reset it before we come to our next exercise. So really trying to get connected here from your center. As you come up, ribs come together, draw your belly in, rounding through your spine. Feel that work here, rounding, pressing. Then when you come down, tuck your tailbone underneath, rounded spine to come down. Core is working, and down. As you finish the next one, you're going to stay seated. And then check that your band is still up on your calves. Flip yourself back around so you can be in your 4-point kneeling. Knees lined up underneath your hips. Palms lined up underneath your shoulders. And again, get that resistance on the band. Lengthen out through your spine. Coming up or onto your toes and then lifting your knees up off the mat. And then from there, press your heels back, pull them forward. So we're just doing a hover plank here from your quadruped position. So feel yourself lifting your belly up underneath, not rounding through your spine, lengthening through your spine, and bringing your ribs together. Pelvic floor lifts, core stays turned on. Stay in it. That's 3. 2. Last 1. And then drop your knees down. Untuck your toes. Right leg stays. Left leg open and close. So again, look down. See that your knee and heel are coming up in a line. So you can see I made a slight correction there. My knee was a little bit out of line. And again, you can flex your foot here to help you with this. You may find that it is easier for you to keep the alignment when your foot is in one position over the other. 3. 2. Hold it out, flex and point. Resist against the band, lots of glute work happening here. Thinking about lengthening through your spine, staying strong at your core. 3. 2. Last 1. Excellent. Okay, bring your knee down. And then bring yourself all the way over to lie onto your side. Head into your hand. Lengthen out your body. Get that space underneath here. Really checking for that core engagement. Picking your belly up, bringing your ribs together. Top leg lifts, tension is on, lift and lower. And again, you can have your top hand here for your balance. Feeling that resistance as you press up and bringing it down so there is still resistance on. And can you think about getting a sense of your leg being pulled out at the same time that it's lifting up? So trying to quiet any busyness happening here in your hip flexor. Exhale, get that deep core engagement and get the work happening from your hamstring and glute in the back. That's sometimes a little bit of a challenge to wrap your brain around because there are certain muscles that just want to turn on. Even when they're not needed, they're like, please pick me, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna work. And part of the challenge of Pilates is actually relaxing certain muscles and turning them off as much as it is activating others. Good, keep your ribs together, keep checking in with your center. 3, 2, hold it up, flex and point, flex and point. Driving along through that foot, pressing through your heel, get the work coming all the way up your posterior chain, so into your calf, into your hamstring. If it's all burning, this is fine. Stay strong, you've got this. That's 3, 2, last one. Yes, very good. Okay, bring it down. Roll over onto your back again. Take your hands to your ribs, and you can again have a little bit of tension on the band so it doesn't fall down your legs. Take your hands to your ribs. Breathe in. Feel your ribs expand. Exhale, feel them come together. Continue on. Breathing in and exhaling out. So by now we've done enough work that your body is definitely warmed up and that you may be starting to notice some mobility in your body that you didn't have before or that only comes after you've moved around for a while. And so now I want you to take that and transfer it to your breath and to the pressure system that is your breath in your body. So when we breathe in, your ribs expand to the front, to the sides, and underneath of you. And when we breathe out, they come in and come together. So just like we did earlier with your pelvis, we're going to integrate this now with your deep core. Inhale. Ribs expand. Exhale, draw your belly in, lift your pelvic floor, bring your ribs together, like you're knitting your rib halves right here. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, closing. Now you can continue like that, or you can take your hands to your ribs on the sides. And as you exhale, give a little bit of a push and press them in a little bit more. And that's going to help release even more air and allow you to breathe in even deeper and make further work for this pressure system that is your breath. And eventually, when you practice and do this regularly, you will be able to facilitate that by using your deep core muscles. So as you exhale and really get those pulling in, they're going to pull in conjunction with your diaphragm and your ribs, and you're going to get more breath, more space, and in turn, more space in your spine. So let's follow that path right now as we do some spinal articulation. Take your hands down by your sides. Leave some tension on the band so your feet are hip width apart. Draw your belly in. Exhale, posterior tilting your spine, peeling yourself up off the mat, reaching the top, ribs are together, and then stick yourself back down. Keep going at your own pace. So I want to really capitalize right now on this space that we've created in your spine through our earlier movement and through your breathing. And I want you to really feel that you are articulating through each vertebrae. So when you come down, First implant down up by your thoracic spine, and then all the way down to your tailbone. And you can come into a slight anterior here if that feels good for you. And then posterior tilt, tailbone comes off first, peeling up all the way through your lumbar, into your thoracic. Shoulders stay down. And just do a little check at the top what's happening with your ribs. So we want your ribs to be coming together from that core work, not pressing up to the ceiling like this. So if you can get up here and then feel your ribs pressing out like this, then try to instead use your abdominals to knit them together. That's again that pressure system, that work from your center. Articulating down. Going again, exhale. Peeling up. Draw your heels towards your sits bones. Get that sensation work into your hamstrings. And then stick them back down. Now this time, stay on the ground for now. Leave your band with the tension. Take your feet out a little further so that you're just on the backs of your heels, almost by your Achilles. And then lift your toes off and your feet off. And stay in that position as you now come through your pelvic bridge. So exhale, posterior tilt, peeling up. Now when you're up there, stay up and imagine you're trying to glide your heels along the mat and pull them to your sits bones. You'll get a firing up in here through your hamstrings, really strong. Release through your shoulders, ribs are together. Keep going, keep having that imaginary pulling sensation, and then stick yourself back down. Going out again, posterior tilt, peeling up. Check in for your pelvis at the top, ribs at the top, and your knees. So are they wanting to start to collapse in like this? Keep resisting against the band. Pull your heels. Find that strong hamstring work. Stick your fingers right here. Are they working? Are they firing up? And then release back down. Yes, very good. Okay, now. Leave your left foot on the floor. Take your right leg up to tabletop. So bring it in, or it's going to be out a little bit because of your band. On your exhale, lift up, pull that right leg out to the side, and return and come down. Now the challenge here is that as you pull out to the side, can you keep your pelvis stable? So not allowing this to happen, but really get that stability from your pelvis. And have your femur rotate, abduct in your hip. So in other words, we don't want your whole pelvis moving, we want your femur moving in your pelvis. It's strong work. You can do this without the band as well. Get your core involved. This only happens with strong core engagement. Pelvic floor lifts, resist. Good, plant it down, switching over, other side. Lift your left leg up, press your right heel in, exhale, lifting, left leg comes out to the side. Now you might notice that I'm not taking out very far. That's for two reasons. One, because the band is strong and it's hard. And two, because I know for me, if I take it out past a certain point, then my pelvis starts to tip. And there's no point in doing the movement wrong because I'm not going to get stronger in my core if I let my pelvis do the work every time. So find the level that lets you be challenged and work hard, but not take the movement into the wrong muscles. Last one here. Excellent job. Now, bring yourself back over onto your right side. And you're going to leave your legs stacked together. Now they're not going to be up here at 90 degrees, so I want your heels to be in line with your pelvis, and all of that is in line with the back edge of your mat. Now you can be completely down or you can be up, your head in your hands, whatever works for you. Neutral pelvis. Core is engaged. Feel that wrapping up around your middle, little mouse hole underneath here. Top leg lifts off parallel, continues lifting parallel, comes back down. So just imagine that both your legs are in a cast and they're mirror images of each other. And then you're lifting the top leg up. It's stuck in that cast and bringing it down. Really stay connected to the work. And again, see if you can get that hamstring and glute here fired up. Less here in your hip flexor. 3, 2, last one. Now bring your heels together, open and close. So just doing a little bit of clam work here. Very similar muscle patterning to the one we just did previously. So it's probably already going to be burning before we start. This is fine. Imagine you're squeezing your hamstring and butt cheek together behind you. Press your heels in. Get that contact. We're not just kind of flopping your leg up and down. Stay in it. That's 3, 2, and last one. Excellent. Very good. Now just straighten your legs out. Roll yourself up. Now we're going to leave the band on, but we're not really going to be using it for this. It's just there because it's easier than taking it off and putting it on. But I want you to extend your arms out straight, draw your belly in, posterior tilt, tucking your tailbone under, half roll down, and then bringing yourself back up. So we're coming through a rounded spine for this. Pull your belly in, feel like you're going to start to round yourself down onto the floor, and then round yourself back up to tall. And I want you to sit tall in between each one. So really feel that you are restacking your spine. Exhale, come down. Exhale, come up. So you have a little inhale at the bottom, making you hold it there for a second, and also allowing you to more effectively facilitate the return to the top. So when you are exhaling, of course, that's when you're engaging your core, and that's letting you bring yourself back up. Get hands on, find your ribs coming together, find your belly button deepening, and then you're resetting. Now we're going to change this and add rotation. So this time you come down, you rotate to the right, come back up, rotate to the left. Exhale. Exhale. Still having that rounded spine. If this gets too much for you at any time, then have a little pause. You can also do this and with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. In that case, your band might roll down, that's fine. But it will take some strain off of your lower back if that's where you're finding that you're experiencing this. I encourage you also try to get work from your pelvic floor so that your hip flexors can shut off. Draw your belly in. Try not to grip here really strongly as you come back. It's hard. All these different levels of Pilates are challenging, and one of the main principles of Pilates is concentration. So it takes some work from your brain as much as from your body. Last one here. And then just bringing forward, you can have a slight bend in your knees, and just release here, let yourself fold over. And then swing yourself around. We're going to come down now onto your left side. Slight bend in your knees. Heels back along the back edge of the mat, in line with your pelvis. Core is engaged, so find this narrowing here underneath that little mouse hole. Find that space, draw your belly in. Ribs together, lift your top leg. Lift and lower. So it's going to start parallel, and then you're going to resist coming up and resist coming down. It should take you the same amount of time to come up and the same amount of time to come down. So not just bouncing up and down here like this. I can do that and it's not doing anything for me. But I want you to really get involved, really get that resistance happening. Such good work here, guys. Stay strong. You're doing awesome. Last 3, 2, Last one. Now bring it down, heels together. Press them in, resist, open. Resist, closed. Check in on your pelvis on this one. It's a little tricky one that likes to see your pelvis drop backwards or your hips roll backwards, but then that makes it less work where we want it here in your glute and hamstring behind. And your brain and your body are always looking for the easy path out, or the easy route, path of least resistance, I like to say. And so you may be starting to drop backwards without even realizing. So just check in on that. Stay strong, almost there. That's 3, 2, last one. Excellent job. Okay, bring yourself over, or up I should say, and you're gonna take your band off and put it to the side. And then come down to lie onto your stomach. Lengthen out your legs behind you. Take your hands here by your ears. Bring yourself so that your face is down on the mat, forehead on, and feel that your spine is lengthening out. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Use your abdominals, back extension muscles. Peel yourself up off the mat. Now I'm coming up and my palms are actually pulling towards me. And I want you to try the same. So get that sensation of your palms pulling down this way, not pressing up this way. So as soon as you press up, it takes it into more of a push-up. And we want it to be a back extension exercise. Shoulders down and back behind you. Belly button lifts, ribs together. Peeling up, pressing down. Good, one more like that. Now stay doing it like that, or if you would like to take it to the next level, you take your right hand behind, lifting up, and then opening, rotating, back down, and forehead down, switching over. So you come through through extension, open, return. We have extension here, adding rotation. The last one of whichever version you're doing. And then extend your arms out in front of you. Take your legs so that they're separated out if they're not there already. And check with your arms here that we don't want them way up here with your shoulders elevated. So your shoulders stay down in their position. Forehead to your mat, lengthening out. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Lift, lower, lift, lower. And as you do this, you can take your forehead off. So getting that length coming through. Working in opposition here. So imagine that someone is pulling your opposite hand and your opposite leg. Trying to pull them away from each other across your body. Exhale to come up. Feel that your belly button lifts off the mat. Now this time, leave them both up. Swimmer. Keep trying to come through your extension, and you can continue in the previous version if that's better for you. 3, 2, last one. Yes, very good. Press back into your child's pose. We've been down there on your stomach for a little bit. So give your back some really lovely counter flexion work. And then as you're ready, peeling yourself up. We're going to continue doing some work to keep your spine moving in all the directions. So we're going to do some lateral flexion. You have the option to do this one on your forearm or up on your palm. You can choose. what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your top leg and put it in front of your bottom leg and set yourself up so that your palm is gonna ultimately end up underneath your shoulder, or your forearm is gonna end up underneath your shoulder. And then from there, lengthen out your body, lift up, pressing across, and then coming back down, sitting down onto the mat. Exhale. Lengthening lateral flexion here, really finding that space, and then bringing yourself back down. Again, you can do this on your forearm. Ultimately, both of your legs end up straightened out, and you're like in this big arc at the top. Really good for your spine here. We're moving it laterally to the side. And of course, feel your obliques working, bring your ribs together. Last one here. And then you're going to come down and come all the way over onto your back. Leave your feet on the floor and with your knees bent, and take your arms up so that they're over your shoulders. Now elevate them so that your shoulders come up, and then depress down. Elevate, depress. And really feel, this is retraction and protraction of your scapulae. So protraction here, retraction here, like you're really squeezing them together. Now I want you to keep them in that retracted position for this exercise. So feel that your shoulders are working underneath, connecting to your serratus and your center. From there, abs are on, lift one leg up, other leg up into tabletop. Opposite arm, opposite leg, press out, back in, and switch. Your center is undisturbed. So there's nothing shifting around. You are literally just extending your limbs from your center, and your center, your core, is turning on to let you do this. So the key principle, or the main fundamental thing that our core stabilizer muscles do, is let us move our limbs away from the center of our body without anything happening to the center of our body. So as you do this, if you notice that your back is hurting, or your shoulders, or your neck, or anything like that, then I recommend that you do this with your feet on the floor and just move the arms. Or do it with one foot on the floor and just move one leg at a time. Decrease the challenge of the movement so that your core can work and stabilize and do its job. Such good work here, really strong core work. Last one on this side. One more on this side. And then bring your knees in. Have a little pause. Holding on behind your hamstrings, bring yourself up and flip yourself around to the other side. Setting up again. This time I'm going to do it on my forearm to demonstrate that for you. So take your bottom leg out. Top leg is just crossed over in front. Check that your core is engaged, and then bring yourself up, folding over, and release and come down. So sometimes it's a little bit tricky to get set up at the start to know how much your legs bend in the position that they need to go in. But once you've done a couple, then you'll be able to figure it out. And as you come down and come up, really checking in here for this core engagement. So not just dumping all the weight into your arm, but really feeling that you're picking up your bottom waist to help you. Exhale to come across. Last one here on this side. And then bring yourself up. Leave that left leg bent on the floor and take your right all the way around. And then rotate around to the right side. And as you do that, imagine that you're lengthening yourself up tall through the crown of your head, looking over your right shoulder. Adding a little spine rotation here. Unravel, other side. So right leg is down, take your left, cross it over, rotate around, twisting up. Taking a nice breath in here and then letting it out as you bring yourself back to the center. Unravel, bring yourself to a comfortable seated position. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Bring your hands out to the side as you glide them up, bringing them together overhead and then parking them in front of your heart. Pause there. Remind yourself that you're really freaking awesome. That you showed up today for yourself to do this work, to move, to feel good in your body, to look after your body, to challenge yourself, to push yourself. And you did it. You did what you showed up to do. Thank you for being here and coming and doing it with me. And I can't wait to see you again.